it's here. It's finally here. People have definitely been talking about this for quite a long time, pretty much the whole year, as it was long rumored. And you start to get snippets, you start to get videos. We reacted to the Houdini video and Toby last week, and it's finally here. It's finally here for us to listen to and take in and kind of see where he is at in his career, musically, lyrically, and just overall as an artist. I have not always loved the direction that he's taken in the later years of his career. I think it's been very hit or miss. I think people have definitely been harder on him than they probably should be, but that is what comes with it when you are considered to be one of the greatest rappers to ever do it. And I'm very interested to see what direction he goes in. I haven't really loved, like I said, I haven't fully loved the growth that he's had over his career, but I know a lot of people have also felt that way. But this seems to be kind of a return to that earlier form and maybe the last go around. So let's kind of just see where his head is at, see where he's headed with the music, and see if it lives up to the hype. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Track number 1, Renaissance. Let's go. Okay, I mean, right at the back, he came with the heat. Came with the bars, came to the lyricism. Definitely feels like the earlier days of Eminem when he used to rip shit apart, and this is exactly how he opened it up, and that is a promising sign. Let's keep this going. Soon as I start, not give a fuck. Okay. Now, I've been seeing a lot of headlines along all these rap pages and rap accounts ripping that whole last verse out and putting it out of context, where it was saying fans are saying Eminem dissed Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar. But like, bro, again, clickbait bullshit. If you listen to what he's saying, he's clearly saying this is what critics have said. Like, the fact that that's the day and age we are, where everything's clickbait, everything's taken out of context, it's fucking annoying. I'm not gonna lie. United Pricks would find something wrong with 36 Chambers. That's a fact. That's a fact. If hip hop, I mean, if social media's around back in the days of early hip hop, when Wu-Tang came out, when Nas came out, when Jay first came out, when all those early artists came out that created these obviously iconic, massive albums, the criticism for those would be crazy, because the discourse has gone off the rails. It's completely gone off the rails, and a lot of y'all would definitely be hating on 36 Chambers, but because it's so loved, so beloved over the years, and it got the chance to kind of sit, and people got the chance to sit and listen to it and kind of develop their own opinions for it, free from social media, free from blogs, free from YouTube. Now you look at it as a classic. But would you have when it first came out? A lot of y'all probably wouldn't. Okay, like I said, track number 1 definitely felt like old Shady. Definitely felt like old Eminem. He had a lot of shit to get off his chest. Again, going at critics, something that he's been doing over the last few albums, which, you know, fair play. They are always fair game, considering that their whole job or hobby is to criticize. You can also kind of go back at him. Flow was nice, wordplay was there. Again, he still got it when it comes to rapping and lyricism. Let's keep this going. Let's go to track number 2, Habits. In Pakistan, getting chased by Pakistans. His wordplay is still crazy. Not gonna lie, he still got crazy wordplay. I mean, again, he's trying to touch back into those old Slim Shady behaviors, old Slim Shady mind state, where he was very edgy, very pushing the envelope, very raunchy, just said what was on his mind, said what a lot of people were afraid to say, and what a lot of people have been clamoring for him to get back to. I was not necessarily one of them. I think once you've done it, you've done it. It's hard to go back in time and reinvigorate or redo something in a new and fresh way. It's been done. It's been done by people that followed you. You've inspired other people to take that route. So for him to go back and do it, I never felt like it felt genuine or as authentic as when it first came out. Some people may love it, some people may not. I personally do not think when he does like these more edgy, push the envelope type lyrics that would have gotten a lot of backlash or talk when he first was coming out in the early 2000s, I don't think they have the same edge. If you check social media, if you watch YouTube, if you're anywhere online, there's way worse shit said every day in any comment section. So it's kind of lost that trolling punch as it did back in the day. So when I hear those words, when I hear the R word, I don't even flinch anymore. It's just like, have you read the comment section? Boy, is Bruce generous. Again, shock value. He's still trying to bring back that shock value. And it just doesn't hit the same. South Park, obviously, vocal clips, vocal samples in there. Very true to early Eminem. You know, again, he's just going at it. He's just straight going at it. He's saying whatever he wants to say. He's definitely going for the shock value in this song. And while it doesn't quite hit the same for me as it probably would have when I first heard him, it's still funny. There are definitely some funny quotables throughout here. And like, I'm sure there's a lot of reactors out there going to act so shocked and so just can't believe he just said that. But let's be real, bro. Like, I lived through the Eminem era. A lot of y'all have lived through the Eminem era, especially the Slim Shady era. This ain't even the worst shit he's ever put out. But he didn't say it. He said F word, but he didn't actually say it. Old Slim Shady would have said it. Again, I do think it's enjoyable. If you're an Eminem fan, that is definitely kind of right up your alley. This is like what you've probably grown accustomed to. This is some of his earlier work. This sounds very familiar to that past work. And I didn't know if he was going to ever really be able to tap back into that mind state and deliver on the kind of way that he did back in the day. But for the most part, I do think he has kind of tapped back into that in a successful manner. And it does feel like it did back in the day. But as you grow up personally as a listener, and like as you've experienced things and as you've been on social media, been online and seen the crazy shit that you can read or hear anywhere on YouTube to Twitter to Instagram, whatever, it does lose a bit of its bite. It just does. It just can never hit as hard or as impactful as it did back in the day. But he is definitely giving it a true college try. Let's keep going. Track number 3, Trouble, which I'm pretty sure is a skip.
What? Bruh.
Like I said, he's giving it the full college try. He said, this is what y'all want. This is what y'all been asking for me. I'm just going to give it to you in its full entirety. I mean, Christopher Reeves at this point has to be like a mainstay in all those lyrics. He's probably mentioned him more than almost anybody else in his songs. Like, so much to the point that there's no way that young people from this generation, this day and age, even know what he's talking about. They don't know Christopher Reeves. They don't know who he is. They don't know the whole Superman incident. Like, but yet and still, they probably know his name just from his songs alone. So there's something cool about that. There's something to say if you were Christopher Reeves. Like, at least you keep the name alive. I mean, I can't lie. Like, production wise, it's definitely bringing back those kind of nostalgic feels. It feels something very much of that era. It feels like early D12 days, feels like Slim Shady LP days. Like, it definitely is bringing back those nostalgic feels of yesteryear. Like, it definitely feels like his earlier kind of production ear, early production selection, early kind of stylings. Like, he went all out. He said, "This is what y'all want. This is what y'all getting." And right now, 4 tracks in, he's delivering that kind of old nostalgic feel. That is the second, at least from what I heard, Caitlyn / Bruce Jenner reference. Like, I remember when he first mentioned Christopher Reeves back in his earlier albums. I believe it was probably his first time that he mentioned it, and people's reaction to it was very visceral. Like, people had a very strong reaction to when he mentioned Christopher Reeves in the way that he did. Obviously, because it was something that happened not too long before he kind of mentioned it, and obviously talking about somebody who had a tragic accident like Christopher Reeves did in the manner that he did is going to have people kind of feeling some type of way about it. But like, I'm like curious, like, did Christopher Reeves turn down an autograph? Did he like snub him in some way or form? Like, because he is not letting this thing go. Like, he's been saying Christopher Reeves' name in his lyrics and songs for like 20 years now. And it's like, will he ever just let that man live? Like, I get it. It was definitely one of your most viral, visceral moments, and like, this is you going full back in. It's like, god damn, 20 years on, you still on this man's head? No diddy? Like, it's crazy that you're not letting this man live. But I get it. Let's go track number 5, Evil. And I know I said let this man live. Christopher Reeves unfortunately passed away, but he just won't let his name live. Like, he just won't let his memory just be what it is and be what it is aside from Eminem. I mean, production again, like, production wise, I have not always loved some of his newer production that he's put out on his albums, especially like his earlier albums. But like this right here, son, it's delivering. It's hitting. It's definitely delivering all those nostalgic feels of the old kind of Eminem, the old Slim Shady days where his production was just so on point. And this is fully tied back into it. I can't lie. Like, this is delivering those vibes. This is delivering those feels. And like, I'm not mad at it. Like, I wasn't sure I would like him going back to this old style, but it's been so long since I've heard him kind of do it and heard anybody and heard any type of form of it, especially considering like there's been artists that have come out that have tried to like imitate, but they've never been able to fully tap into the same levels that obviously Eminem can, that only he can. And like, for him to deliver at this level is kind of surprising, but production wise, man, this is kind of fire. Again, another Kate Jenner reference. I have a feeling that Kate Jenner and Christopher Reeves are going to be mentioned over and over again in this album. Again, wordplay still top tier. Like, when it comes to lyricism, when it comes to bars, when it comes to wordplay and cleverness with his lyrics, he's still elite. He's still elite. Like a burn where everything gets read. Like, yo, like, he like that. He definitely like that. Cannot lie. Still hitting. Let's keep this going. I mean, he is known for some of his skits, so we're gonna check out his skits as well. So this is all you got. I mean, bro, that whatever like guitar riff, guitar sample that's using is hard as hell with these drums that are hitting incredibly tough. Like, I mean, lyricism aside, It's kind of what I expected from him when he said it's Slim Shady's back to that kind of era. It doesn't hit as hard as it would, especially back in the day, but I get it. It's still clever. He still got wittiness. He still got some cool wordplay. But production wise, I will say this again. I did not expect his production to still be this hype, to still live up to this day. And I think that kind of goes to show how far ahead of the time he was when his first albums came out, because this kind of like almost retro throwback nostalgic production for, let's say, Eminem still hits incredibly hard. Hold on, I gotta rewind that back. Was he talking about somebody specifically? Like, who's he talking about right there? Is he talking about somebody specifically, or is it just kind of like a story and a metaphor and just lyricism? Because that sounded very specific, very specific. Maybe I missed the name drop, but that sounded like almost like the way he was describing things. It sounded like it might have been like Candace Owens. Look at these lyrics. Oh, it was. Oh my god! Oh, it definitely was. No! And Candace, so I ain't mad at her. I ain't gonna throw the fact. Forgot she was black back at her. Laugh at her like them crackers she back in after her back is turned. Like, sheesh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, this is definitely a Slim Shady. This is the Eminem that I grew up with. Like, not afraid to say what is on his mind and does not pull punches. I gotta run that back because it sounded like he was going crazy on her. I'll run that back again. Call her Grand Wizard Clandis.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Calling her Grand Wizard Clandis is crazy. Crazy. I mean, I don't really know the full backstory between Candace Owens and Eminem. She probably says some shit because she always try to say some things to get into the headlines. But he definitely had some heat for her. He definitely had some heat for that. It's funny. It's definitely funny. I don't really love that he's missing her because, like, now you're just giving her attention. But if you're gonna do it, you gotta go all the way. And he did not hold back.
Bruh.
Amber Heard in there getting shots. Catching strays. Catching strays. Because I put that the bed like Amber Heard at a mattress firm. Slut. Like, sheesh. He might not be hitting at the same shock value as he did back in the day. But if I'm one of those people that he mentioned, I'm going to be pissed. So it still got some bite. His bark definitely still got some bite. Now, I don't know if Dre produced that song in particular, but it definitely feels like a Dre production, especially from those earlier days. And for a song title like Lucifer, you expect him to kind of go crazy on it. And he did. He did. I won't lie. Even though I've said for the most part, his little shock value mentions and name drops and whatever haven't really hit, the ones he had on here did. They dug deep. I'm not going to lie. Candace Owens got some real heat at her. And Amber Heard cut a crazy stray. I don't know why, but just chalked up to Slim Shady. Fire song, definitely. definitely fits in with the whole Slim Shady aesthetic. And again, production was fire. Let's keep this going. Track number 8, Antichrist. So hard. Nicki Minaj backing this stallion, Will Scissor.
What? God damn.
All right, it's just starting to hit a little harder. It's definitely come a little bit more bite, just for the simple fact that he's referencing very relevant modern people who will have opinions about what he's saying. And obviously that is the whole point of even saying some things he's saying, but like, sheesh. Cause I can spit a bar like it's a cross between Nas and GZA. That's a crazy line right there. Biggie Smalls and RZA, so hard. Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj will scissor it, yo. Come on now. Come on now. Hold on.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Bruh.
Oh, and of course we get the Jeff Epstein mention. I'm honestly surprised it took 8 tracks to get to it, but it's in here along with some other names, and I'm sure they're probably not gonna be too happy about it. Try Not to Get Seen with Ben Affleck, me, and Seth Green hanging onto the left wing of Jeffrey Epstein's jet screaming. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know, Ben Affleck, you know, he got the meme where he's got the cigarette and he's like just looking like that's got to be how he's feeling right now. My boy cannot catch a break. Something's off. I can't see with the Cosby. Come on, bro. Bill Cosby, Bill Cosby, get it? That's just him. That's just Slim Shady right there. Again, if you are familiar with his past work as Slim Shady, then it's not really a surprise to hear him say some of these things. But if you are of a generation that did not necessarily grow up with this or grow up with, you know, his lyricism being on this type of level, then it might be a shock to you. But for me, it's not really that shocking. It's to be expected for somebody who says Slim Shady's coming back. But I can definitely see, if you were not around during the heyday of Slim Shady, how lyricism, bars, verses like that could catch you by surprise. Hold on.
What?
Okay, so another mainstay of Slim Shady and Eminem, especially in the earlier days, is him making light about issues, tragedies, abuse, R word. And I didn't catch this at first, but I had to process it. Next idiot asked me is getting his ass beat worse than Diddy did. Now, he did not say her name. I'm just gonna say her. You probably know what I'm saying. You probably know what he was saying. But the fact that he even still put that in is kind of crazy. I guess he did say Slim Shady's coming back. But even I'm surprised that he still threw that bar in there. Now, he did not say the actual name. But the fact that you can just hear it in a rhyme scheme like that, and obviously the whole Diddy situation has been well publicized at this point, it's still kind of wild to me. It's still kind of wild to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was gonna be the end of it. I thought that was gonna be the whole kind of line that he was going to deliver on that. But then he went further. He is a habitual line stepper. And while obviously it's never cool to make light of situations like that, obviously after seeing a video which was disgusting to say the least, what else can you expect from Slim Shady? There it was. There's a little reference. I was wondering if we're gonna get that, but there it was. All right, I was gonna say, this beat heavily reminds me of like a D12 beat. I can't even think of the name right now, but I can almost hear it in my headphones. It almost sounds like a remix of one of those D12 songs, but the production wise, very reminiscent of that era and sound and styling that he used in a lot of like D12's albums. So it's not a surprise to hear Bizarre here. It's been a while since I've heard from Bizarre. I actually have never checked for him outside of Eminem or D12. So like, this is kind of a perfect addition, considering like, immediately when I heard this beat, I was thinking D12. Okay. I mean, I definitely mentioned that some of the shock value has lost its oomph for me and wasn't quite hitting at the level as it did when I first heard it. I gotta take that back on this song. Antichrist had a lot of shock value, and the kind of shock value, particularly because of the name drops and the things that he touched on and the subjects that he made light of, the shock value was definitely there. And if there's any song that we've heard so far that I think is going to get people in their feels about, it's probably going to be that one. Let's keep this going. Go to track number 9, Feel. Mama told me the powers tongue was right. Okay. Look, when I saw JID on this track, I expected bars. I expect bars. Straight lyricism. Lyrical miracle lyricism. I expect them both to deliver. Not what Kendrick Lamar did with Eminem. That was super disappointing. I hope he learned from his mistakes, and I expected bars. And right from these opening bars, I think that's exactly what we're about to get. That was tough. That was tough. That was tough. I roll that back. Lame. Exactly what I was expecting from JID on the track. Straight bars. Straight bars. I don't think, like, metaphor wise, it was that crazy but when it came to flow and delivery and just like epicness, he definitely delivered. Now let's see what M got. My homies on West Day. Do not test. Oh my God. I suggest do not test like an essay, because like where my homies out West Day. Come on, man. I ain't trying to beef with him because he might put out on a hit on me like Keith D. Get him. You know what he's talking about, right? You know what he's talking about. The Diddler. Shout out to LL, man. Shout out to LL Cool J, which is Eminem's favorite rapper of all time. Then I grew a little each day till I became God, like James Todd. James Todd, LL Cool J. That's a dope little tip of the hat to my guy.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Hey, you going nasty. You going filthy on this song. The lyricism it's never gone anywhere. When it comes to bars, wordplay, lyricism, lyrical, whatever you want to call it, like, he's still that guy. He's still that guy. There's definitely artists whose songs I've wanted to hear more than his, but there's no rapper I can say that can just straight up bar for bar, lyric for lyric out rap him. Because even JID, considered one of the best lyricists out there today from this kind of newer generation, he's low-key getting washed by a 50-year-old. Not even gonna lie.
Oh my God! Wow!
I don't condone gun violence at schools, but I can't get these voices out my head. They're putting words in my mouth like alphabet soup. Like, nasty. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
What?
Whoa. Hold on. Yo. That run he just went on. Insane. Insane. To have the ability to say that many like words and consonant words in a row like that and have it rhyme and sound like it does, it's crazy. That's like some tongue twister shit. You never cease to amaze. Never ceases to amaze. I had to run that back. That was fucked up. That was fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Alina Hutchins, bro. She ain't deserved that stray. Both literally and figuratively. Oh my God, bro. Come on.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
You can say whatever you want about Eminem. If you like his music or not, if you think he's still relevant or not, if you relate to his music or not, you cannot deny lyrically he is that guy. That whole verse, especially the second half, that run he just went on, fucking crazy. And I cannot think of many people who can just do what he just did. Now, Nas is my favorite lyricist of all time, and that's just going to be the case because the things that he says and the way he puts out things and the metaphors and storytelling, untouchable to me. But when it comes to like that lyrical miracle, able to wordplay, piece things up, triple, quadruple, five entendre, I don't know anybody better than this guy. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. That's all I can say. That's all I can really say. That like the bars, the lyricism, absolutely bonkers, absolutely nuts. went crazy on there. It's showing why he's still that guy. Like, why retire? Why step away when you were still that nice lyrically? And to have a young gun coming up like Shady hop on a track with him and get washed in the way that he did is crazy. He should not still be this nice, but he is. Let's keep this going. Let's go track number 10, Road Rage. I mean, Lizzo, if you're Lizzo, you just had to know when a new Eminem album was coming out. You just knew. Like, she just knew. She just was like, well, let's hear it. You just know it. Like, she's the easiest punchline, easiest punching bag when it comes to like shock and lyrics and like people to kind of point at. Like, it's just, you just knew it was coming. She knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Like, it is what it is. Do I think it's like the most clever way to do it? No. Obviously, shitting on not necessarily her, but people that are like overly defending her or overly defending obese people. Which, you know, there's a point to saying what he's saying, but it's just like, you knew it was coming. And like, I don't know. I like Lizzo, but she just knew. she just heard Eminem's come on there. She just knew. Like, at this point, she just has to know that she's gonna catch some strays. He said, if you're mad at me, put it down or own it. Again, one thing I will say about Lizzo, because I actually do like Lizzo, I think that she is a pretty funny person in her own right. I don't think she's ever avoided the issue. I think that she fully embraced it. And again, she got strays, knew it was coming, but I feel like she owns it. Which is literally the whole plot point of South Park's last Ozempic special. Put you on the Lizzo plan. Basically accepting who you are and being okay with it. And like, I feel like, you know, if anybody's accepted it, she has. Again, Slim Shady at its peak. This is the full Slim Shady experience. I was not sure how far or how deep he was going to go with the Slim Shady stick. But put that to bed. He fully embodies Slim Shady at its pretty much peak. He's touched on every third rail you can imagine when it comes to topics these days. And he's done it with such brashness that it's like, yeah, this is Slim Shady. This is Eminem. This is the level of pettiness and just don't give a fuck you would expect from Eminem, especially from that time period. And he's fully tapped back into it. I don't really know how he fully got back to that mind state, especially after, you know, his recent projects, but he's back. Whether you like that time or not, that Slim Shady mindset has been back in pretty much all these last few songs that we've listened to. Now, not as shocking as I would have hit when I first heard it because of the times we're in. Still, he's doing a damn good job. He's giving a full college try. He's trying his damnedest to make it hit as hard as it would have back then. I will give him that. Let's keep this going. Let's go to track number 11, Houdini. Now, I already did get my reaction to this earlier in last week to the official music video. Actually, yesterday. Well, 2 days ago. Earlier in this week, I gave my official reaction to the music video, which obviously is a throwback to whatever song that was, where Eminem and Dr. Dre were playing Batman and Robin, and it was like the Rap Boy. A straight up throwback to that era and a callback, a direct callback to that period. And I get my full reaction to the actual video where you get to see him visually go back in time to that. So if you want to check that out, you can go find it on our YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's already up. I mean, again, you can get my full initial reaction to this. My opinion is pretty much the same as it was when I reacted to the video when I first watched it. It is kind of a nostalgic trip to Without Me, obviously one of his biggest songs in his entire catalog, the one that brought about a lot of what he's known for and kind of aesthetics and feel. It's an interesting return. I didn't think it was like nearly as catchy or as shocking as that song was, or nearly as shocking as what we've heard so far to this point. So when I first heard it, I really wasn't like sure what to expect from this album as a whole, because yeah, obviously there was some shock value. There were some moments in there where you were like, okay, I can hear what he's going for, but I didn't fully know that just how far he's willing to go and how far he has gone so far. But I mean, as a single, it's cool. Obviously, it's gonna get a lot of talk because it is one of his. It is a spin remix, redub of one of his most popular songs to date, and it's decent. Not amazing, but decent. I mean, that was definitely true back in the day when he first came out. People were definitely calling to boycott and to ban him and to destroy his CDs, but that's not what happened here. And I don't think it will happen. I think people might have some things to say, might feel some type of way about some things he said, but it's not ever going to reach the level that it did back those early days. Let's go to track 13, Guilty Conscious 2.
Bruh.
Low-key got a point though. Low-key has a point. I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but low-key, it makes sense when you don't think about it too much. Okay, so this might be kind of the shift in the album, and the point where I was kind of expecting to see a shift into this more mature, older mind state, lyricism, whatever you want to say, like, because it is called The Death of Slim Shady. So I've kind of been waiting for the death part, because everything else we got to this point was just pure Slim Shady. So like I was waiting to kind of see a turn, and this might be the turn, because this is clearly this present version of himself having a conversation with the older, more volatile, edgy version of himself, aka Slim Shady. So this might be the turn that I was kind of looking for.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Not the voice, bro. Not the voice. I was good up until that point, till he hit us with the voice. Like, not the voice. I have some maturing to do myself, clearly, because I was good. I was all good. Not a peep, not a crack. But the voice, come on, man. Not the voice. Josh still catching strays from Eminem in 2024 is low-key hilarious. Christopher Reeves just cannot catch a break, even from the grave. Okay. Obviously, lyrically, delivery, flow, everything on point. This is a conversation between him and his alter ego, / inner conscious. A battle between this current, more matured, older version of himself versus, again, like I mentioned, that out of control, edgy, controversial Slim Shady version of himself. It's just something that he's done before. I want to say he's done probably a few times so far throughout his career, where he's had these inner monologues on songs between himself, and it's something that a few of the artists, rappers I know, have done as well in their past. T.I. vs. Tip comes to mind, but I do think he is one of the best ones to kind of do this format of song, because there are like very strong differences between his personalities and things that he wants to talk about, as we've seen throughout his career. So it only makes sense that he would include a song like this on the project called The Death of Slim Shady. Now, will all of those names he mentioned about not mentioning or not having beef with still be true in the future? Will he no longer have anything to say about them? Doubtful. I highly doubt that. But we'll see. We'll see. He did throw out all the names out there saying that he will no longer be mentioning them or going at them in any form. Do I think it'll happen? No. But it was a cool little touch at the end. Let's keep it going. Track 14, Head Honcho featuring Easy Mill. Now, Easy Mill is I won't say newer. He's definitely been on the grind, but he's newer in terms of getting recognition from Boston. Another white rapper from Boston, but somebody who does have lyrics and lyricism. I do think Easy Mill's actually, I think he signed to Shady, I guess. Is that? Look this up. Oh no, it's not. I'm thinking of what's his name? Who's the rapper I'm talking about? Millies. I thought it was Millies. Easy Mill, Millies. What's up all the middle? Like I don't know, but all right. Not who I was thinking of. Easy Mill. Who's Easy Mill? I don't know. Yeah, no, I have no idea who this person is. But I guess let's check him out. Yeah, never heard of this man. All right, Head Honcho featuring Easy Mill. All right, what language is that? I've tried to kind of catch and maybe like place what it is, what language that is, but I have no idea. What is that? If y'all know, let me know, because it sounds stuff. I don't know what he's saying, but it sounds stuff. That's tough. His name is the same as 10 Minutes on Stage for me. Easy Mill. Wordplay was tough right there. This is tough. Production is simple, kind of stripped back, allowing the lyricism kind of carry things, and so far so good. I mean, it's definitely a sharp shift and change from all the shock crap that we were getting, but he's still delivering some clever wordplay. Tough. Like I said, definitely a sharp shift and change from his, I guess, more shock rap that we're getting early on, his Slim Shady style. But I like this version too. Wordplay on point. And, you know, actually said some things that were kind of meaningful. Let's go to the next track. Temporary featuring Skylar Grey, who might have a lifetime contract with them where she just guaranteed to be on at least one song of the album. Like, at this point, he's basically keeping her name and career alive. I mean, all jokes aside, Skylar Grey's career has basically been like carried by Eminem at this point. Like, she is good vocally. She's always had great vocals, and when it comes to hooks, she does add a lot. She does bring something to the table. She just was never able to get her own career off the ground, but like in terms of hooks and vocals and features, she's always delivered. Dope song. Dope song. A very strong shift in melody, in energy. It just soundscape like feel from obviously those in your face, aggressive, Slim Shady tracks that we're getting at the first half of this. This is a strong shift, and I kind of expected this to come, but even when it came, I was still kind of taken aback, like, oh, I gotta like reshift and like get my ears readjusted to what I'm hearing, and like to kind of get the softer side of Eminem is not something that we get very often. Like this song kind of reminds me of like his older song Mockingbird, in that kind of same style where he's speaking to his daughter. And I think it's dope. I think it's dope that you get these personal touches from him that you don't always get. And I love that he's always included his daughter in his music. I'm sure it's kind of been hard for her growing up as well to always kind of be put into this public eye because of her dad. But it is dope to see, because like she's at an age, she just got married, which is absolutely wild. She is at an age where it feels like we grew up with her. Like we watched her grow through his music and through his eyes and the way that he viewed her, and to be able to like see this now and like to kind of have him looking back at her and like have this heartfelt emotional track dedicated to his now grown daughter is dope to see. This is kind of the growth of Eminem that I like. I really like this growth because it has shown that he's matured. It has shown that he's learned from his mistakes, and it shown that like that love for his family, his daughter, is still so strong. And that's a very dope personal side from him that you don't always get. And it's one I think, like, especially if you are like, it's been a running theme from him, and it's gotta be a dope feeling. Let's keep going on track number 16, Bad One. We getting Club M? We getting Club M? I wasn't sure if we're gonna get this Club M, but this low-key a banger. This is low-key a banger. Production is fire. Again, whatever, like that guitar strumming, pluck, whatever. It's hitting. Bass is hitting hard. Hook sounding tough right now. This might be a club hit. Okay. That had to be shots at somebody. Like, who was he talking to? Biggie's gone and Tupac, yeah. And I'm still alive and you're not the woo dog. So who died and made you got? Is that you got this? Nah, that can't be. Can't be. I don't see anything. Like, that might have just been a reference, a little clever line. You ain't the woo dog who died and made you got. I don't know if he's talking about somebody. If he's talking about somebody specifically, let me know. I mean, at least he's acknowledging it. At least he's acknowledging it. Like, even he's not a fan of like a lot of these white rappers popping up in the game. Nothing wrong with that. But even he's saying he's not a fan, but he's admitting, like a sock puppet, he had a hand in it. Another shot at Candace Owens. Clever line right there. But like when 3 Stacks just plays, but I ain't got shit to say to you. The wordplay still fire, bro. Like, he ain't never gonna lose that.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Didn't he just say in the last song that he ain't gonna go at Diddy no more because he might call a hit on him? That lasted all of 4 songs. No Diddy, bro. This sounds like something that Puff would do at the party of Aaron Hall because I just love it. I know 50 loved that line. I know 50 loved that line. People seem to think they want the old me till they get him. He might be telling y'all, man, be careful what you wish for because he gave to you in its entirety. Entirety on this album.
Bruh.
He ain't letting up. He ain't letting up. Got him up in arms like monkey bars. The fucking bomb. Word to Puffy. I'm blowing up like Cuddy's car. Like, yo. He ain't letting off the diddler. He ain't letting up off the diddler. But I gotta keep going. Tyson on Kelly. That is definitely Machine Gun Kelly right there. I bodied him twice, and already that little act throwing subs. Another MGK diss track coming? Did he mention Machine Gun Kelly and that whole like end of what was it? Guilty Conscious 2 when he was mentioning all the names that he was like no longer gonna go at? I don't remember hearing Machine Gun Kelly in that. Feels like he's still open game. I mean, after all the changing and turning the leaf that he's talking about doing and wanting to do and maturing, it definitely still feels like there's a green light out on Machine Gun Kelly. Like, I could be wrong, but it sounds like it's still on Cyofilm. Which it is what it is. But I'll be honest, like, let's be honest here. Machine Gun Kelly, no matter how you feel about him, I think, you know, you got some corny ways about him, whatever. You can't deny that he held his own. He definitely held his own. Regardless of how you feel, he held his own. So I go for round 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. Like, whatever. Let's go to the next track. Toby featuring Big Sean and Baby Tron. Again, there's a video that I've already reacted to the music video that he put out with Lyrical Lemonade. If you want to see my full, unfiltered, uncut initial reactions, go check that out on our YouTube channel. Like I said, when I first heard this, I was pretty much unfamiliar with Baby Tron. I had seen the name around, but I never had actually heard any of his music or features or anything. Like, I just had known the name, had some name recognition, but upon first impression, I was like, he nice. He nice. He definitely got that Detroit flow, Detroit lingo, but in terms of lyricism and bars, like, he got it. Like, he got some definite flow to him, and I wouldn't be mad to hear more of him. Again, I will reiterate this. Out of all of the OGs from this kind of generation, with Cole, Drake, Kendrick, whatnot, Big Sean is definitely one of the most underrated and slept on. He's always been nice lyrically. He's always had wordplay. He's always had some clever bars. Of course, he's had some goofy moments here and there, but like, he has been heavily slept on. Let's be real. And the whole kind of like didn't go into a full-on beef, but back and forth with Kendrick, and Kendrick kind of like chin checking him a few times, was not beneficial to his career. And right when he was about to come back out after a long hiatus with actually a fire song, Kendrick stepped on his neck again with this whole like that and beef with Drake. My boy can't catch a break, but he's definitely one of the most slept on out of that kind of crop of artists. That man should not be dissed because he's a legend. Bitch, so am I. This is facts. I get it. I still hate that they went back and forth, but I get it. Fire. Between young, old, kind of like been around a little bit, generations of Detroit, and getting him all on track is dope. He's always shown love to Detroit. The artists, young and old, known, unknown. He's always kind of given them a platform, and it's dope to see him continue to do that. It was dope. I'm assuming Babytron's from Detroit. I actually don't know. I'm saying it, but I actually don't know. Let me see. From Michigan. Close enough. Let's keep this going. All right, let's get to the final track. Track number 19. Somebody said me. Let's go. I mean, I kind of figured this was right he was going, but he's speaking about kind of his addiction and dark times that he had, especially around, like, I guess at the end of his Eminem show or whatever, like he was going through it. And I don't know if that is a real recording of him when he was kind of like in his addiction, but if it was, man, that's kind of like gotta be emotional to hear again, because it's not an easy thing to go through, but he made it through. Like I said, man, like super personal, super emotional. Like you don't always get this side of him, but like he's being very transparent, putting it all out there, telling his experience and his feelings in a way that's like you have no choice but to feel. It's also very dope that he has Jelly Roll on here, because during Eminem's kind of like rise and whatnot, there were other like white artists who were doing their thing, and Jelly Roll was one of those. And like he was initially a rapper who had some hits, who had some moments, but never really reached that kind of like widespread popular recognition. But now he has, through country music and singing, and like to see his transformation of himself as an artist is dope. And it's dope to see like him continue his growth and like reach this level that I never personally thought he'd be able to reach. And it's dope to have Eminem kind of go back and reach out and include him on his album. Fire song, very personal, very heartfelt, kind of open letter to his kids, of which I didn't know he had adopted kids until literally this year. So that was a surprise for me, but like to hear them kind of mention them in this like open format and like be open and transparent with his addiction and dealing with things he did and feeling bad about the shortcomings he had is dope to see, because again, you don't always get these most personal, intimate moments from Eminem, but it's dope to see. And I think he did a very good job of delivering it here, and having Jelly Roll on here is a dope, nice touch and addition, because Jelly Roll started out as a rapper himself, and like for him to get this moment, this platform is dope, because Jelly Roll is dope. But again, that is it. That's Death to Slim Shady, Coup de Grace from Eminem, latest album, much anticipated, much talked about, and I gotta say it kind of lived up to the hype. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really sure what to expect from an Eminem that's gonna go back to that Slim Shady era and kind of re-tap back into that mentality and sound and delivery from that era, because it was such a moment in time. It's so hard to replicate the feelings, the environment, the emotions, the visceral reactions that his Slim Shady era caused. How could you? And like for him to be able to tap back in so fully into the era, especially in this first half of the album, and deliver that kind of Slim Shady experience for fans and new fans alike, old fans and new fans alike, is commendable. Hard to do, but I think he pulled it off. From production to delivery to lyricism, he pulled it off. I didn't think some things I was going to hear could ever be as shocking as when I first heard some things that he initially said, but somehow, some way, he really tapped back into that energy, and he did have some moments in here that were truly shocking. And especially for like new fans, I'm sure this has been an experience as a whole, and for as an old fan, lifelong fan, this was nice. This was a nice trip down memory lane for us, and to get this kind of like Slim Shady era in 2024 was very unexpected. But it appears that this is the last time that we'll be getting it. I'm not mad at it. Like, why not go out on a high note? I don't want to continue to hear this for album after album, but after so long away, it is nice to kind of hear those touches of old and back. But what do you guys think about the album? What are some of your favorite tracks? What tracks don't you fuck with? What was the most shocking thing to you that he said? Do you think you can hear another album of kind of like those shock raps? Or do you want to kind of switch gears and deliver something new? Continue to grow as a artist and a person. Let us know in the comments down below where you're watching this. And yeah, thank you guys for joining us and watching this stream. React to Camila Cabello, react to Eminem, in full. If you want the full unedited versions of this, you gotta check out our Patreon because YouTube does not allow us to do that. But if you follow us on YouTube, you'll get the summary, you'll get clips, and you'll get much more. But like I said, man, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining. We'll be back with more this week. As always, keep living life fearless. Peace.